Welcome back, everybody, and this is Ken with Covenant Gaming, and we are here with, of all things, another episode of the American Truck Simulator career that I started way back when. A bit of a story and a journey for those who haven't been watching my latest Euro Truck Simulator career videos. So anyone that's coming back from the old ATS career or new people just seeing this for the first time, I'll go ahead and give you a catch up on what's been going on. A couple of big changes right off the bat is when I left this career last, I actually had a different truck. I had an International. It was kind of interesting. It had an interesting kind of unique look that I thought was neat, and so I had bought that. And when I got back to it, I decided, I just don't really like that truck too much. The big problem is it didn't even have a GPS in there, and I'm trying to keep the UI to a minimum now. Just the little strip along the top there with the basic info, that's about all I'm doing for mods. And the UI, everything else should be pretty hidden. I also decided I always have kind of liked Western Stars. I like how they look. I like how they sound. They're nice trucks. And so I thought I would just switch over to one of those. I had enough money to trade the other one in and go with this. The second change is that we are now sitting in Nebraska rather than Kansas. That was because Nebraska's the latest DLC. I figured we could go ahead and do the latest the latest World of Trucks event that's going on for this. It'll give us some goals to do, so I figured I'd shoot up to this state. We can go ahead and putter around here until we find all this stuff, and then we'll go back and take a look at the other states again. So I thought I'd give a nice little walk around to this truck. And today we are hauling a JCB loader. This is from the new-ish DLC that SCS Software put out with the JCB equipment that you can haul. It's pretty nice looking. The trailer is really nice looking. The truck is really nice looking. I gotta say, overall, this whole thing's got a pretty impressive look to it, so I'm pretty happy about this. We're going to be going from Omaha to Norfolk. It's not a very long drive, so depending on how long it takes us, we might pick up another job right there in Norfolk, and travel on to another town. We'll see how long the whole thing lasts. We'll keep the episode length down. So yeah, I like this truck a lot more. It's got a nice big GPS right down here, good visibility out of the windows. The mirrors are nice. Everything's really good, and it's got a nice sound. Let's pop that window open so we can. Oh, hold on a second. Let me fix something really quick. All right, there we go. I had to fix some of my key bindings. I wanted to map my window so that I could open that thing up and get a nice hear at that engine. Yeah, even for a little beginner intro truck, I think this is the second model up from the bottom that Western Star has. It's got a nice sound to it. It's got a good growl. So that's another reason that we took this truck over that International. One of my old comments when I had bought that truck in our first truck episode, the only real comment I got about the truck was that it was the worst looking truck in the game, which I understood. It has a real particular look to it. It's not a very traditional looking truck across the front end, and I like sports cars a lot, so it was sort of a bit appealing to me, but I think about it a little bit, and I'm like, this is not a sports car game. This is a trucking game, and so we're going to go with something a little more classically beautiful, and I have always enjoyed Western Stars. I love Western Stars when I'm playing SnowRunner, so that is what I went with, and I tooled it around a little bit just to go pick up this load, and I'm already happy with it. It's a great truck. It's a little doggy. It doesn't have a ton of horsepower, but it's pretty good. So, changes. What's been going on? For anyone who was around for the old American Truck Simulator career, I was doing some episodes on this channel, call it 6-7 months ago or whatever, back at the beginning of the year, and I had started building the channel up from scratch, and I did a little bit of some other simulation games. I did do a little Euro Truck Simulator, but none of those videos did very well. And then I kind of settled into a career here in ATS, and it was doing pretty good. And then I actually had kind of stopped for a while because the channels were kind of eating up a lot of my time, and I had to kind of decide if it was worth it or not. You know, this is the kind of thing where if you don't really think it's worth it, if you're not really committed, it's not worth doing. It can eat up a lot of time, at least to do it the way that I want to do it. You know, I want it to look good. I don't want the videos to be cheesy. You know, I want to spend some time making it as good as I can, even though I don't have a lot of experience. And so that does take time, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to spend that much time. And so I took a little break. I went away. The wife and I did some traveling, and it kept coming back to, you know, I sort of miss doing my videos, and I miss that channel. And so I finally decided that I was going to come back and get a little more serious about it. And so I did come back maybe a month ago or so, give or take. And you haven't seen any American Truck Simulator videos because I've been doing some other things. Primarily, I have been working on a Euro Truck Simulator 2 career. I like that game as well. It's another favorite of mine. This and Euro are both probably my favorite video games to play. They're just really relaxing. So as I'd said in some of those other videos, if you haven't seen them, is I started with Euro Truck Simulator because I think I kind of like the driving in that game more, because the streets are a little more narrow. It's a little more challenge to it. The scenery's really different. It's not scenery that I'm used to seeing, and so other various factors. Plus, the map is a lot bigger. Those factors made me decide, you know what, I'm gonna start a Euro career again, and I'm gonna start from scratch. And I did, and it's actually been doing really well. I also did some like just driving videos where I drove from one place to the other, and I didn't really say anything. I didn't talk on camera. I didn't do anything, and those videos did not do well, so I've stopped those. But the Euro career is actually doing pretty good. It was, you know, it's nice to see. It's encouraging. The channel's been gaining. The channel's been gaining subscribers. The videos are getting pretty good views. I'm even getting some views on my old ATS videos that were before this, and so that was really encouraging. But I still love American Truck Simulator. It's such a great game. I'm from America, so I'm more familiar with the geography here. One of the themes of this channel, one of the things that I like to do on this channel is talk about the places that we're visiting, you know, the interesting little historical facts or whatever. And, you know, just being from America, that kind of thing's a lot more comfortable here in ATS. So I figured, why not do both? So I have settled on doing one Euro Truck Simulator 2 episode a week and one American Truck Simulator video a week. And I'm just going to stick with 2 videos a week for now, because I don't want to run into like last time I was doing a lot and the time was getting eaten up, and I don't want to get back into that thing where it's just eating up my entire life. So 2 videos a week is pretty reasonable. I've figured out when I'm going to film, when I can do all this, when I can write the scripts out, when I can do the editing. I got it all worked out, so it won't be any real problem. So here we are in Nebraska in our brand new Western Star, driving across this wonderful state. And that is how we got to where we are. Since one of my themes is talking about the history and things like that, I did go ahead and I looked up some stuff about Omaha, and the interesting stuff about Omaha that I learned. We have learned, this one was pretty funny. You know, I'm looking through all the population numbers and the climate, and I'm like, yeah, that's great and all that, but I'm looking for something interesting. And the funniest one that came up was that if y'all remember Looney Tunes, I guess they still have Looney Tunes nowadays, but I remember growing up with them back in 1950, and I'm not that old. I don't remember this episode. There was an episode of Looney Tunes, and it was called Boobs in the Woods, and not that kind of boobs. And in Boobs in the Woods, Porky Pig is revealed to have had a license to sell hair tonic to bald eagles in Omaha, which I thought was hilarious. That's you know, hair tonic to bald eagles. That's very much the Looney Tunes sense of humor, which I do like. Also, the other one was that Penny from The Big Bang Theory is from Omaha. So those were the two interesting things I learned about Omaha. When we get to Norfolk, I'll give you a little bit about that place. And I will catch up to you when we get a little closer to Norfolk. Oh boy. Yeah, let's slow down. Yeah, I'll catch up to you when we get a little closer to Norfolk off this highway. All right, we have discovered Norfolk. And Norfolk, hey, that's a nice church right there. Let's see that drive by. Very good. Yeah. So Norfolk's big claim to fame is the Insane Asylum. In 1885, and you know, I was looking this place up, and that is literally what it was called, unless I read something wrong and there's just information missing. In 1885 they opened Insane Asylum. That was capitalized as a proper noun, which I thought was kind of interesting. I was like, well, I guess, you know, naming it for what it does, that's pretty interesting. So that was built in 1885. In 1962, it was renamed the Norfolk Regional Center, and it is still operating today. And it's still operating as now they don't call them insane asylums now. Now they're referred to as psychiatric hospitals, and that is what it's doing. So, you know, that's Norfolk's big thing. I couldn't find out too much more about it. You know, it's a big retail center. You know, there's a big Walmart. Walmart is like one of the biggest retailers in the area, and it is considered the largest retail center of northeast Nebraska. So if you live in northeast Nebraska, you probably know all about Norfolk, because that's where you go to do your grocery shopping. I gotta imagine it's a long drive, but hey. So yeah. So a couple more things about the channel for anyone who hasn't been following the other videos. You know, I talked about how encouraging it was to see the other videos doing well and getting engagement. Is the community's getting involved. I'm really happy about it this time around. It's like people are commenting, people are, you know, interacting back and forth. That's really besides the, you know, the trivia angle, and the really what I'm hoping this to be is like a nice community, you know, somewhere we get together and watch truck driving, drive truck driving, and talk about the episode that happened, and get the input from everybody. What do you like? What do you not like? And the encouraging thing, at least so far, is that we've been getting a lot of that, a lot of comments, a lot of people, you know, making suggestions, saying what they do like, what they don't like, and it's really great. It makes it a lot more enjoyable for me to do these episodes, and I'm hoping the ATS career picks up the way that the Euro career does. All right, this is going to be easy parking because this is actually a articulated trailer, and unless you turn on difficult parking for articulated trailers, they just let you pull in. And I'm not I have a hard enough time doing regular parking, so I'm not doing that to myself. I'm not doing that to you guys. We're not gonna make things painful, so we are just gonna pull in right here. And let's go a little bit further. Come on. Give me the... There we go. There's the credit. All right, let's take a look at what we got. We are, as a reminder, we are sitting up at, we're currently level 8. Let's see if this puts us over the limit to level 9. It does not. So we are now going to, yeah, that didn't take too long. So I think I'm going to go ahead and give me a minute. I'm going to jump into the job board. I'm going to find another one that brings us to somewhere else in Nebraska. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We went ahead and found a job hauling an autonomous tractor, which that ought to be kind of cool. I'm interested in seeing what that looks like. Hauling an autonomous tractor to Grand Island, which I think is kind of interesting, an island in Nebraska. So we'll actually talk about that a little bit when we get over there and pick up this autonomous tractor. We'll catch up in a couple of minutes. Okay, we have arrived and we've picked up our autonomous tractor, and I gotta admit, this thing looks pretty darn cool. First of all, we have an extremely patriotic trailer here, all about the red, white, and the blue. But look at this thing. We're gonna go ahead and pop up a little higher here and get a better view of that thing. Look at that. That thing is extremely cool looking. The tires are totally pimp. That thing has got a monster engine in it, and man, I'm just wondering I guess this thing, I don't know what you do with this thing. It's got a, I guess you hook it up to a plow or something, and you just program it and let it go. Anyone who knows about these autonomous tractors, throw something in the comments about it, because it looks very, very cool. All right, we're going to go ahead and take off here and head on to, as I said, we're going to Grand Island, which I thought was sort of amusing, a town called Grand Island in Nebraska, because there's no real islands in Nebraska, maybe little ones. So I actually looked up why it's called Grand Island, and I'm just going to read this one verbatim, because summarizing it, it's a good succinct thing here. So German immigrants set down roots in 1857 near an island between the Platte River channels that French fur traders dubbed La Grande Isle. I expect it's not very La Grande, it's probably very La Petite, but whatever they want to call it. The community remains a grand destination 161 years later. I thought that was very punny of them to say that. More than 50,000 residents call Grand Island home, making it the largest community in Nebraska outside of the metro area. So 50,000 people's enough to make it the biggest, other than, what's the metro area in Nebraska? It's bigger than 50,000. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm really hoping when we get there that we can see this island. Maybe, hey, I've never been to Nebraska. Maybe there's a decent sized island on a lake or something like that. But I don't know. All I know is when we get down there is a couple of photo opportunities and either a truck dealer or a recruiting agency. So we're going to see something interesting when we get down there. The photo opportunities are always really cool. When I get there, I will snap a picture of them, and then I will throw up some information about whatever it happens to be on the screen, and we'll learn something interesting. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and catch up when we get a little bit closer to Grand Island. So we went ahead and arrived at Grand Island. I went ahead and slept because I got here in the middle of the night and I don't want to take pictures and show interesting things in the middle of the dark. Plus I was getting fatigued anyway. And so I stopped at this great truck stop here, and lo and behold, the truck stop is the first photo opportunity. We've got ourselves the Hungry Bison Premium Smokehouse, which looks amazing. If I'm ever in Nebraska, I am going here, because this, look around here. We got here. Let me get this photo here real quick. Let's pull that off, and then let's go ahead and put in the developer camera. I love this thing because it lets me just sort of zip around and show interesting things. You've got the Hungry Bison here. Let's speed this up. We've got some kind of we've got a great little dinosaur breathing flame. Well, no, I guess it's a dragon. That looks like, you know, I don't know if any of you guys will remember this. The older folk might, but Puff the Magic Dragon. This guy here reminds me of Puff the Magic Dragon. I doubt it's him, but, you know, all right, Dumpling Place. We've got ourselves Taco Kingdom, Munchin, Crispy Chicken. What is that called? Dirk's Crispy Chicken, Waffletopia. Oh, that's actually, having a chicken place next to a waffle place is actually pretty smart. And then Hungry Bison with a car up on the roof. I'm guessing there's some, yeah, nice. Oh, all right, now I understand. Yeah, because of the, you know, the smokehouse, maybe this, you know, the fire is for, you know, the smoke coming out of the dragon. That's a pretty clever little mascot. But yeah, this is great. You got Hungry Bison up here on the water tower as well. And you know what? While we're up here, we're going to pop up and we're going to see if we can see an island. Because, well, I see some water over there. I don't know. That just might be the end of the map. That might be the end of the map or something. I don't know. Let's not worry about the whole island thing for now. Let's get on out of here and move on to the next point. I got myself stuck in this parking lot. Hopefully I can get out without hitting too many cars. I have a feeling I'm going to take somebody out, but that's what insurance is for. There we go. Yeah, we'll just move you out of the way, buddy. You know, actually, we didn't even get caught for that. That's pretty amazing. So I guess it didn't happen. All right. So that's a... don't hit that guy. That would have been rather, you know, that would have been nice. So let's go ahead and move on from here. We have one more photo opportunity a little bit from here before we go ahead and drop off this tractor. So we'll catch up at the next place and we'll see what kind of interesting thing that is. We have arrived at our next photo opportunity, and what we have here is the Hall County Courthouse. Well, all right, I mean, that's nice. It's good and all, but you know, I was really hoping for something island-based, because I am not seeing anything island-related anywhere. And did I get... yeah, I got credit for that. So, I don't know. No island information on Grand Island. I was hoping to see the actual island, but whatever. If that's the biggest disappointment in my life, then that's pretty good. So as I was driving here from, where were we before? Norfolk. I actually thought of a nice episode idea for the future. I'm not going to do this right now because I think it'll be better when I get more of this map uncovered. I am fairly certain that I ran across a hidden road on the way here. I'm not 100% sure. I was gonna stop, but then I changed my mind. I want to stay focused, get this episode done up. But I'm gonna remember the spot. I'll write it down somewhere, and in a future episode, we're gonna go zip around and we're gonna take a look at hidden roads in this state. I've watched Zilla Blitz has been doing some several episodes where he's uncovering a lot of hidden roads in Nebraska, and they look pretty fun. I didn't watch too much about the locations of those roads because I'd like to maybe find them myself. I don't know, but it looks worth it. So I think we're going to do an episode in the future for hidden roads there, and I'm pretty sure I found the first one or one of the ones that we'll take a look at later. But for now, I skipped it. I'm not gonna take care of that today. Today, we're just doing these photo ops, and we are on our way to drop off, and then we're gonna call it quits for today. And so we will catch up when we get to our drop-off location. It's just a little bit further down the road. We have arrived at our drop-off point, and it is a farm. We've got lots of cattle. That's pretty cool. It is a cattle farm at the very least, and I'm guessing there's some fields around here somewhere too. Evergreen, wherever that is, but it's a pretty nice looking farm, which makes sense for an autonomous tractor. All right, oh boy, that looks pretty darn tough, doesn't it? Well, I'm going to give it a shot, and I will, again, edit this down because you don't need to see how painful this parking job is going to be. Oh boy. Well, that was amazing. Way better than I expected it to be. That only took me, I got all the way around the corner in the first shot, pulled forward, and there it was. So let's go ahead and see how we did. We did not get to level 10 or level 9, so that's fine. In the meantime, please leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, the engagement is extremely helpful for small channels like this, and it's encouraging for me to see it. Until next time, I'll see you later.